So this is Kidblog, and you can see the website up here in the left-hand corner, kidblog.org. And I selected this resource to present about because I use it in my classroom a lot, both in English 1 and English 2. And so this will just be a short video about setting up your own class in Kidblog. And I also um, wanted to present about this resource because for the longest time I wanted to do blogs in my classroom, but I avoided it because I thought it was going to be complicated, and I thought that it was going to take a lot of extra work on my part. But I just wanted to show how simple it is to set up a classroom and get kids writing on their own blogs. Um, the main goal for this particular website is to get students writing for an actual audience, and mostly it's the audience of their classmates, but lots of students like to share with their parents as well. And so this is a very easy way for them to do that because they can access their blog at home and or maybe on their phones, and many of my students have phones. And so it's a great way for them to share their writing with their peers, and um, it really makes them responsible for what they are writing, and they take it more seriously. Um, like I said, this will be a presentation for teachers in setting up their own class. The standards, the ISTE standards that are covered with this particular resource, um, the ISTE standards for teachers 1C, and that's to promote student reflection using tools to reveal and clarify students' understanding and thinking, planning and creative processes. And a blog, the way that we use the blog in my classroom is to do a lot of reflection, mainly on um, the books that they are reading independently and specific writing skills. And also um, IST Standard 2, A, and that's design or adapt relevant learning experiences that incorporate digital tools and resources to promote student learning and creativity. Um, and so students always have to write in an English classroom and also read books. And so those relevant experiences are being adapted to this particular resource, put onto their blogs. And I'll just take you step by step into setting up your class. Just click here on this button for teachers, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up what it would take you to. You just fill in all this information. I've already got it all filled in with my display name. That's what my students would see. And then create my own password, fill up all the rest of that information. We'll go ahead and click create class. Another thing that I like about this resource is that um, students take ownership in the work that they do on their blogs. It has their name on it. It's on the internet, which they really like, um, and I really do think that it helps them write more effectively. Just this one step. This is an example dashboard, and you can, once you get students posting, you can see what has been posted. You have the option to approve their posts before they go live, as well as their comments. You can see it'll list comments as they come up, and it'll show you who's posted recently. And this is just on the dashboard. You can see that on the main page of the blog as well. Um, I use this for both English 1 and English 2, and so if you have multiple classes, you can set them up that way. And so when I toggle over this particular tab, I have English 1 and English 2 in this particular um, button, and so I can go to the dashboard or I can visit the site. I'll open that in a new tab, and we'll go to that later. The main thing though is to um, set up users, and so I just wanted to show mainly how simple that is. You can either manually just add new users, and you one by one you type in the display name and give them a password, and then you click add new user. I don't have a lot of students, but I still wanted to create through the bulk button, and it just seemed so much easier to me. I was able to create a CSV file, which you can use any Excel um, software, and you follow the instructions. Um, it gives you some example CSV files, and you upload it here. It processes the file, and it will upload, excuse me, all of your students at once. And that was really simple. It was as easy as typing in all of my students into that CSV file and saving it to the desktop, and then browsing for it and processing it, and all of my students were added. It really didn't um, take as much work as I thought it was going to, and once all of my students were added, um, it's been fantastic. Um, Once they're using the site, they would come to this page, and what they do is they use my email address in this box, and then they click go, and then they have the option to select your class. I'm going to go back. This is the blog main page, and that we just created. And so once students are on here, their posts will be listed here, and it'll tell you when they posted. And that's another great thing about these blogs, is that a lot of times students like to work at home, they like to write at home, and so I can give them a due date of 11:59 on a certain evening, and they can go home, and the blog platform tells me when they posted their work, and it's all on there, and they know that those deadlines are captured. So that's creating a Kidblog um, class, and I hope you give it a try.